Hello, lovely friends. Welcome back to Belle's Library. I'm Heather, and today I am beyond excited because I had the most wonderful video idea, and I'm super excited to kind of hopefully make this into a really fun series that I'm going to be doing. But basically, what I'm going to be doing during this video is reading Meg from Meg with Books, her top 10 murder mysteries. So Meg put out a video, it was probably like a couple months ago or something, titled My Top 10 Murder Mystery Books of All Time. And I was like, hey, wouldn't it be really fun to go back and read those top 10 books? I think that would be an absolute blast. And then I can kind of get into my murder mystery game a little bit. I've been wanting to read more murder mysteries, but sometimes I get a little lost into what I really want to get into because I like things that are a little more mystery than thriller, and I feel like thrillers sometimes are a little more popular here on BookTube. So anyways, I was like, I'm going to read all 10 of these. We're going to do a fun vlog with it. It's going to be a good time, and that's where we're at right now. I will definitely link Meg's video down below, and if you guys aren't subscribed to her, I adore watching her videos. She's very spunky and entertaining, and she always has some really fun creative ideas going on, so definitely go check her out and check out her video of these books and why she has them as her top 10 and all that fun stuff. So when I was watching this video and kind of going back through it and looking at all 10 of these books, I had read 3 of them already. So in this video, I'm going to be reading 7 of them, and then we'll also talk about the 3 that I've already read. I'm going to run through kind of what she ranked them from 10 to 1, and then what I want to rank these 10 books. So we'll kind of see how we compare, and, you know, do I like her style of murder mysteries? Is it something that I can pull recommendations from in the future? We'll kind of, just do a fun little comparison, because why not, right? And then the last thing that I will be trying to do during this vlog, I'll probably do it towards the end with my wrap up, but I'm thinking I'll go back and look at all the murder mystery books that I've read, including the 10 from this video, and I will try and take and make a list of my personal top 10 favorite murder mysteries and see how many of these books are included in my top 10. All right, so let's go ahead and just talk about a few of the books that I have already read. Like I said, there's 3 that I have read before I kind of started this video idea. One of them was An Unwanted Guest by Sherry LaPena. I read this one. My mom really enjoyed this one quite a bit, and I read it during a vlog where I was reading some books that she really liked. And I thought it was okay. I think I gave it like 3 stars. It wasn't anything like, it just didn't pull me in. Like, it just was kind of average feeling to me. It didn't give me like this feeling like I really wanted to be involved in this mystery and figure out what's going on, and I wasn't like super like just invested in the story. This one, gosh, it's been a while since I've read it. So this one was about these people get snowed in at like a resort, and I think slowly we have some guests starting to end up dead. And you're following like a bunch of the different guests there, basically. You're trying to figure out who's killing these people while they're all snowed in there. So basically, that's what's going on here. One of the other ones that I did read before is The Guest List by Lucy Foley. And this one, we are basically following, there's this couple, they're gonna go ahead and go get married on this little secluded island. Everybody gets boated over there, and then a huge storm happens. They all get stuck out there. Obviously, we have some isolation tropes going on here. I believe that Meg really, really likes that trope. And apparently my dog's just going to whine through this whole video. But anyways, in this one, you kind of follow different perspectives. Like, you're following the bridesmaid and the best man, and I don't know, just different people. I can't remember. Yeah, the bride, the plus one, the best man, the wedding planner, and the bridesmaid. And basically someone ends up dead. You don't know who it is. So that's part of the mystery, is you're trying to figure out who actually died. And then you're also leading up to the events of it happening, following all these different people and all their different secrets and different stuff that's going on, and trying to figure out who did it as well. So This is actually one of my favorite murder mysteries. I absolutely adore The Guest List. And I remember when I first read it, I wasn't totally sure how I felt about it, but just like the longer I've sat on it and sat on it, I'm just like, oh my gosh, I want to reread this. Like, it was so good. There was some really wonderful twists at the end of it that were just so, oh, I can still just remember them, and I'm just like, why? What? Oh my goodness. So this this one's probably more towards the bottom of my list out of these 10, but this one's definitely towards the top. So the third book that I read, I don't own, but I would like to. I did enjoy this one, and it is A Good Girl's Guide to Murder by Holly Jackson. And this one, we are following, let's get this way so I can put my little screenshot up. We're following this girl, and she's doing like this senior project, and she wants to go back and kind of look into this investigation of someone that got murdered in her town a few years ago or something. And she just doesn't believe what they're saying happened. I think they said it was like a suicide or something. It's been a little while since I've read this one, but it has some really fun, like mixed media kind of stuff going on in it. And the audiobook is really cool too, because the interviews are done in different people. Like, it's got like a full cast. It was really well done, and I really enjoyed it. Do definitely want to continue in the series, because I think there's like 3 or 4 books in the series. I think I ended up giving this one like a 4 or 4.5 stars. I don't know if I was giving half stars at the time, so I probably would have done a 4.5 if I was doing half stars. So that's kind of where we're at with that one. So I definitely really enjoyed that one quite a bit. I don't think it was like quite as good as The Guest List, but it definitely was really enjoyable for me. So those are the 3 that I did read. We're going to talk about one more of the books, because I technically didn't vlog it into this video. I ended up just talking about it and vlogging during my Upside Down readathon vlog, because I read it during that one, and I figured I'd just kind of talk to you guys about it now and add it in here, and then we'll go ahead and run through the other 6 books. So that was The Last by Hannah Jameson. So this is technically the first book that I did read for this video, and I did not like it. This one, you're following this group of people like from all over the world. Some are from America, some are from, I think, Japan, and there's a bunch from different areas in the UK, and just like, they're just from everywhere, okay? And these people are all at this inn, doing, a lot of them are there for like a conference, some are there for vacation, just different stuff going on. And then the entire world like ends as civilization is known. There's just like nuclear attacks going on, and so we have all these people at this inn. They're trying to make things work as their electricity is going down, just, you know, end of the world type stuff. And then they also find a dead young girl, and so we've got this kind of murder mystery going there. I thought we were going to have maybe a little more of that murder mystery piece, especially it being part of this list. So I was like, oh, this sounds really interesting. But I felt like it was so much more about this into the civilization type survival thing. And I love the concept and idea of something like that, but I have not found a book that I have enjoyed that actually follows that. If you ever watched like the old TV show, I mean, it's not that old, but Revolution, I loved the apocalyptic stuff going on in there. Like, so good. Like, one of my favorite shows ever. I hate that it ended. And I felt like it just like was never really wrapped up very well. Anyways, side tangent. So I want to love this in books, but I just haven't found any books I enjoy this in. So it just, that one really didn't work for me. I think I ended up giving it like 2 stars, because I just felt like it was way more about that. I wanted a little bit more from the murder mystery side of things. And I felt like it was written in a way that was very dull and boring, because we're following the perspective of this guy, and it's like he's writing it to basically like write down history and record the events of everything that's happening. And it felt very stale to me, and I was just bored. I was very bored throughout the entire book. I was very disappointed, because I thought it was going to be a really good one. So that one, I think, is the very bottom for me as of this point. So let's go ahead and jump into the rest of the vloggy stuff. Oh, also, I don't think I said anything, that if you are enjoying your time here, I would absolutely love for you to get down below and click subscribe. Join my family here. We like to talk bookish. I also have an Instagram, Goodreads, and Storygraph, all linked down below if you want to chit chat over there as well. So check some of that stuff out, and let's go ahead and roll the rest of this. Okay, so I started reading The Murder of Roger Ackroyd by Agatha Christie, and I'm about 20% in right now and totally enjoying it. Yeah, I'm surprised that I'm enjoying it as much as I am, but at the same time, like, this is definitely the kind of mystery that I enjoy quite a bit, where you're just kind of getting laid out these different clues to this murder mystery, and you're having all these different suspects, and you're kind of piecing together in your mind. You're like, well, that person could have done it because they have this motive, and they're asking these weird questions, or they're acting shifty for this. And my mind's just buzzing with all these different people that I'm like, but you could do it. Oh, but you. And in the beginning, we actually meet Roger Ackroyd. He is not dead. So he like just died, actually, which is kind of unusual too, I feel like. I think most of the time you expect the person to be dead already or died pretty quickly in the beginning, but it actually took us 20% into this book to actually have him be killed. So, I thought that was interesting that we kind of got to meet him and have a conversation or two before he actually passed. And at this point, basically what's happening is he had pulled the doctor over to his house because he was really concerned and worried about something. And he was going to be engaged and get married to this woman, but she called and was just like, I can't do this. I actually killed my last husband because he was abusive, and kind of put that on him. But she's like, but somebody's been blackmailing me, and he gets the impression that it's someone on his staff that's been blackmailing her about it. And so she actually ends up dying before he does, and has sent him a letter to tell him who it was. And so we don't get to read that letter. That letter has now gone missing, so we don't know who the blackmailer is, but pretty sure that like that person's probably the one who killed Roger, because now he knows about who it is. And so we're just kind of, you know, things are just getting a little crazy. But definitely have a lot of different people that could do it. He has like a stepson, and he has a niece, and his stepson and niece, I think, are actually getting married. But like, I think the stepson was a lot older when he kind of took him under his wing. And then it kind of makes him, you know, officially part of the family or something like that. And then he has a butler and like a maid, and he has a different like person who just moved into their neighborhood, but he knew of him from business dealings in the past, and he's kind of like very secretive. Like, he doesn't really want people to know much about him, and he had asked Roger to just kind of not really tell them what he did before, or, you know, he doesn't even want people to know his name. So that's kind of weird, and you're like, what's going on with you, buddy? Who else? There was quite a few people that I was like, okay, gotcha, you could be it. But I'm kind of having fun just like trying to pick up on the little clues and piece it together and figure out who did this, and yeah, having a good time. So I'm excited that my Agatha Christie journey is starting out really well, and this video is as well, because I was a little nervous about the Christie. And yeah, so thanks, Meg, for making me read some Agatha Christie here, and I'll update you guys when I have more. Alright guys, I am here because I finished The Murder of Roger Ackroyd, and it was so good, you guys. I was not expecting that ending at all. I absolutely loved and adored it. And it was just, yeah, so much fun. I can't wait to read more Agatha Christie. This one, I think I'm going to give like 4.5 stars. I don't know if like, it could be just because I'm really like exploring this genre more. I don't know what I feel like I want to give full 5 stars and what I don't. Like, it's like almost getting there though. But like, I had such a good time with this one. Like, just trying to like figure out with all of the characters who it could have been, and yeah, it was just out of left field. I feel like who it was, I had a really good time with it. I enjoyed kind of also following a little bit from the detective, like his mind and how he was working through things. Like he would kind of explain some of it sometimes, and I'd be like, I would never even think through that, you know? So anyways, it was a great time. I really enjoyed it, and I'm very thankful that I read it.
I'm hoping this works out okay. I kind of lost my voice, but I'm putting my microphone a little closer. I wanted to update you guys on Murder on the Orient Express. I got about like 20-25% into this one, and it's another Hercule Poirot, what's happening back there, mystery, and kind of feels similar, and it's kind of fun to see some of the similarities reading another book with him. You gotta use your gray cells. I think that's so fun. I think I'm gonna start using that line. But in this one, we're following him. He was headed out to, I think it was Istanbul for a few days. He went by train, and then when he gets there, he gets a telegram pulling him back, and unfortunately he doesn't get to stay. And so on the way back, he's on the Orient Express, and they get stuck in a snowdrift, and one of the passengers, Mr. Ratchet, is murdered. And so right now we're just starting to kind of get into a little bit of the specifics of the murder and what's going on. And there's just a lot of weird contradictory evidence. Like there's too much evidence and it doesn't all line up properly. So just something seems wrong and awry with that. And so yeah, I mean, we're setting it up nicely. We'll see how it kind of keeps going here. But I definitely realized that I think I like Agatha Christie more than I thought I was going to, and that's kind of exciting for me. So thank you for making me do this, Meg, and getting me reading some of her books, because I'm enjoying the writing quite a bit and the storylines and stuff. So that's my brief update, and now I need to stop talking.
Hey guys, my voice is coming back. I can't remember, I think in the last clip though, I was starting to lose it. And so it's coming back, and I can actually like talk to you guys and film, and I'm excited, and it's good. But I wanted to update you guys because I did finish up Murder on the Orient Express, and I really enjoyed it, and I'm excited. I'm still really excited about getting into Agatha Christie's works more. I'm going to have to do it. I don't know that I enjoyed this one quite as much as Murder of Roger Ackroyd, but I still really enjoyed it, and I really, like, I've been listening to both of these on audio, and I'm like, I need to just sit down and physically read one of her books and just, like, have a good time with it and, like, go through and just, you know, write notes and try and figure it out and, like, just have some fun with it, because that sounds like a blast. And I can only do so much of it in my head while I'm driving, but been just enjoying going along for the ride and trying to figure these things out. So this one was a 4-star for me, and yeah, I'm feeling good about this. And, you know, if something comes out of this video, that is something, you know, I will have been introduced to, is more of Christie's work, and that's exciting. Hi guys. So, you know, trying my best to like update you guys on these books when I'm maybe like 25%-ish in, and then like towards the end. Didn't happen with this one. Sorry, it's been a little crazy. I worked 5 days in a row, and I worked 12-hour shifts, so 60 hours in 5 days. That was fun, right? So I was kind of listening to this a little bit back and forth from work, and then yesterday I was just exhausted, so I just listened to this and kind of cleaned up around the house, and just like, I didn't really want to talk to the camera about it, but I was really enjoying it, and I am 400 pages in and almost done, so here I am updating you finally. I will say, getting into this book, I was like, what am I getting into? Like, this feels like kind of historical, and I was like intrigued, but I was just like, it doesn't feel super murder mystery like, but the more I'm getting into it, the more I'm just like, no, this is definitely like full-blown mystery fun. The beginning, it's kind of slow, and you're setting the stage, and you've got all these characters you're learning about, and you're trying to figure out what is going on with each of them, and who, you know, is on the side we want to be on and not the side we want to be on. And just like, it's a little slow getting in, but you're like setting the scene, right? And then we get into the case and we're just trying to figure everything out and logic our way through it. And then, you know, things are getting a little more action-y as we're getting closer to figuring out the puzzle. And I just am adoring it. I'm adoring being on this ship, and the characters are really fun. Samuel Pipps, he's kind of our main, he's not really the main investigator in here, but because he's imprisoned at the moment, but we kind of go back and forth to him, but he gives you like serious Sherlock Holmes or like Hercule Poirot type vibes, to where like, you know, he's usually the one that's investigating everything, but right now his bodyguard Orient, I think is how you say it, he is the one that's really doing a lot of the investigating, and he's watched Pipps do it for so long that like he really has a decent knack for it. He just doesn't have the confidence to do it. And then also Sarah, who is the wife of the governor general, something like that. Anyways, and so the two of them are kind of solving what's going on here. And we're following basically like a threat on the ship. And before they get on the ship, there is a murder, but then also there's some other weird things happening on the ship as well. And they're trying to figure out what's going on. There's a couple more murders and like just some other weird things happening. And this symbol that keeps showing up everywhere, that's almost kind of like this supernatural cult-ish type thing going on. It's got a lot of different elements in here, but I'm thoroughly intrigued and I am excited to finish this up. I should be finishing it up later today. So yes, it's a good one so far. I'm loving doing this video, just loving it. So I was just editing this video and I don't know if I lost the clip or I just never came back and updated you guys, but I did end up finishing The Devil in the Dark Water, and I really enjoyed it. It was really interesting the way everything came together. The ending was kind of action-packed. We had a couple little fun twists, and the setting was really interesting. I'm not huge into historical type stuff a lot of the times, but this one, like, we weren't over the top with it. It was set there, but it wasn't like the main device in the story, you know. We were still following more of a mystery, which I definitely way more prefer. So I was happy to see that. I think overall I ended up giving this one a 4-star. Really, Mel? Goodness gracious. She's just gonna make a bunch of noise in the background, so I'm sorry about that. But I mean, honestly, that's my quick update for you guys. I definitely enjoyed it. It's very, very lush and beautiful writing. I am very interested in getting into more of Stuart Turton's work and seeing what else he does. I think he has his own unique and different style of writing, so we'll see how that goes in the future, but this one went good. So I am about halfway into, maybe a little under halfway into In the Market for Murder, and I'm questioning everything that I know about my reading taste. Or I guess thought that I knew about my reading taste. Like, who am I as a reader? I don't know anymore, okay? This is a cozy mystery, and I always thought, like, cozy mysteries, definitely not for me. I'm not into that. I'd read one back before I was really getting back into reading, and I was like, yeah, that was kind of fun. It was okay, but, like, nothing that, like, sparked, like, you know, total love for me. And, I don't know. I've just always looked at them and just like, oh, I don't think that's my genre. But I'm now questioning life because I am really enjoying this, and it's super cute. And it's super reminiscent of the Agatha Christie vibes, and you know that I've been totally loving and enjoying those. So yeah, what am I even doing right now with my reading? Because apparently I've just been reading all the wrong things. I don't know. So yeah. Safe to say that it's going really well. We're basically following Lady Hardcastle and her maid, and this is actually book 2 in, like, the set, I guess. I think you can just read them, like, out of order, and it's not, like, a huge deal, but it sounds like they've helped out with a different mystery before, and so the local police or something is getting a little They've got a couple different cases going on, so they can't put all their efforts into this particular case, so they ask for some help from her because she helped last time around. And so these two are going around and investigating this guy. He basically was at this bar, and all of a sudden, like, he just dropped dead, and everybody's like kind of wondering if he was poisoned or not, or if it was just his time, but it doesn't sound like a lot of people really liked him either, so there's that. And so we're just following the two of them around while they're, you know, investigating, interviewing people and checking out the scene and just different stuff. And it's, I don't know, it's really kind of cute and fun and quirky, and you get all the cozy small town vibes with a mystery. And apparently I like that a lot. So yeah, I am really glad that I'm doing this video so far. It's been very enlightening. So I ended up finishing up In the Market for Murder and thoroughly enjoyed it so much. I just thought it was really, really cute, and I really am excited to kind of, I guess, delve into more cozy mysteries, or at least maybe more into the series, and I don't know, dip my toes in and see if maybe this is something that I do like, or if it was just a one-off and I just really like this particular book. I don't really know. But yeah, definitely were very curious about some of this. I was not expecting to enjoy it as much as I did. Having said that, what do I think rating-wise? I want to say like a 4.5 maybe, like a 4.5. I really did have a really good time with it. I think I liked it a little more than Murder on the Orient Express, but a little less than Murder of Roger Ackroyd. Is that what it's called? So that's kind of where we're at with that. And Devil in the Dark Water, I would say, I don't know, it's pretty like similar areas. I'll have to, like, you know, look through my ratings and see what I'm kind of thinking, but I just felt like this one was very Agatha Christie type feeling. Like, if you enjoy Agatha Christie, I think you would enjoy this book. So I'm giving you a recommendation. Check this one out if you haven't already. But yeah, I just want to check back and say that I totally enjoyed this one, and I think I'm going to be picking up One by One by Ruth Ware next, so we'll see how that goes. Okay, I'm probably going to pop this in here for you guys, but somewhere in the middle-ish here, because I didn't go over Meg's ranking of how she kind of rates these from 10 to 1. So I figured let's just kind of run through them, and you can kind of see how I'm comparing so far with her rankings. So her number 10 book was The Last, and we already talked about The Last, and that I felt like that one was towards the bottom for me. Her number 9 was An Unwanted Guest, which again was kind of one of those bottom ones for me as well. Then she had The Murder of Roger Ackroyd. And number 7 was The Devil in the Dark Water. Number 6, One by One, which I know this one's towards the end of the video, so if you haven't seen this one, you've probably seen Murder of Roger Ackroyd, which I thoroughly loved. So I'm going to guess I'm probably going to rank that one a little bit higher. Then we have number 5, In the Market for Murder. Maybe right around there. Oh, I have people coming to my door. I think that was some books. We'll grab them in a second. Anyways, number 4 was A Good Girl's Guide to Murder. I enjoyed this one, but I don't know if it's going to be as high up for me. Oh my goodness. Now we're going to bark. He's already gone, but we're going to bark now. Oh my goodness. Okay. Anyways, some of my numbers got mixed up on my little thing I'm looking at. Number 3 was Murder on the Orient Express, which I think you've also seen at this point, and Roger Ackroyd definitely enjoyed a little more than Orient on the Express, as much as I enjoyed both quite a bit. I think those are probably going to be flopped for me. Thursday Murder Club, that one's towards the end, so you haven't seen that one, so we'll see where that one ends up. That's her number 2. So let's see if I like that one a lot. I'm really curious about that one because she talks about it all of the time. And then number 1 is The Guest List, which you guys know I love and is probably going to be towards the top for me too. So that kind of, you know, gives you a general idea of where she's at, and you can kind of see where I'm at so far. Hey guys, so just wanted to quickly update you guys on the next book we're going to be reading, which I did decide to pick up one by one. I think I had said that in the last clip. I'm about 30% into the audiobook and it's a good time so far. I have heard a lot of mixed kind of things about this book. A lot of people don't really like it, other people really enjoy it. I think part of that is because it is more mystery and not really thriller. And some people, I think, maybe were looking for more of a thriller with it. I don't know. But I like the more mystery side, so this is working for me. Now, so far, we actually haven't had anybody die yet to make it a murder mystery. I think it's going to happen very, very soon, though. But I'm really enjoying getting to know all of these people who are part of this tech company. So, a little about this book. We have this group of 10 people. They have created this app called Snoop that basically you can listen to the same music as someone else at the same time. Like if they paused or stopped the music, then your music would stop. So you feel like you're listening to music together at the same time. So you can like also do it with like celebrities or something and be like, I'm listening to blah blah with I don't know, some celebrity. So that's kind of the idea behind their app. And they all take a ski resort kind of getaway as a company together. And so we're kind of following along with that. And some of the weather conditions are getting a little hairy and they're kind of like stuck inside the ski resort at the moment. And I'm assuming that like some people are going to start dying, right? There is definitely some workplace drama happening, tension between like two different sides where they're not agreeing on different business ideas and decisions. So I can see where, things are going to get a little hairy. But yeah, I'm enjoying the setup so far, and I feel like the workplace drama stuff, it seems very realistic to me. The characters are well formed in different people, and you can tell the difference, which I also really appreciate. So far, it is going well. All right, guys. So, I was working when I finished one by one, and I realized that I never actually gave you guys my final thoughts on it. And so you're going to see me in this outfit again a little bit later because I had to kind of, we're going back in time a little bit, backtracking ourselves to wrap up one by one. I loved this one. Ooh, I'm getting some weird lighting. Sorry, guys. This one was like, I don't know. I really had a good time with it. I liked how it was a murder mystery. We've got some different red herrings. Kept getting new clues. We're trying to figure out who it is. You trust certain people. You don't trust certain people. Like you're just constantly questioning and trying to figure out what's going on. I really enjoyed that part. And then the end, you also get this kind of more fast-paced, thrillery, actiony type feeling as well. So you're just like, you're in the story. You're just sucked in. Like, I found it so intriguing. I felt like the characters were all unique, and I really liked the way that Ruth Ware just made them individual, and you just wanted to like some and not like others. And I don't know. I had a great time with it. I loved the snowed in aspect going on. It was a really just great fun time, and I gave it 5 stars. I really liked this one. And yeah, so that's my like final update on one by one. And I'm so sad that I never went back and update you guys. But I had a really good time with it, and definitely want to read more by Ruth Ware now. So that's gotta happen. Okay, friends, I have started the next book in this experiment. I started the Thursday Murder Club, and I'm about a third of the way into it. And honestly, like, I'm not sure how I'm feeling about this one. And I know it's one of Meg's, like, favorites, but I'm just having a hard time getting into it. I'm listening to it on audio, and I don't know if that's what's making it feel off. Like I'm missing, like there's not different voices for different people necessarily, and then I'm not sure whose perspective we're in, and I'm getting a little kerbobbled. I think that might be part of why I'm struggling. So I'm hoping that that'll get better because I'll be able to start picking up on it a little bit more as we're going, as I'm getting to know the characters a little bit better. But I just keep finding myself just spacing out and being like, oh, was not listening. What are we even talking about right now? So I know I'm missing parts of the story too. So I don't know how I'm feeling about this one at the moment. I think, there are moments when I'm a little more intrigued and I'm like, oh, okay. It is set in Britain somewhere. I'm not totally sure exactly because I'm not great with geography, but it's definitely like I'm having to try and figure out some of the different terms, and that's taking my brain a little bit as well. Because I mean, the culture's similar, but it's not the same. So there's just things that I'm having to try and pick up on a little bit. But anyways, excuse me. This story, we're basically following this group of like elderly people who meet on Thursdays in the jigsaw room, and they usually look at like old case files and they try to solve them and, try and figure out these like cold cases. But they actually have a real case of someone that helped like build the place that they all live at, and he has been murdered, and so they're trying to look into it and find out more information and solve this mystery. So they're definitely like interesting, and the way they go about trying to get information and stuff is very different and kind of funny. And I mean, it's enjoyable in certain ways. I think like some of the lead up maybe was a little bit too long for me. Like I'm enjoying it more now that we're actually doing a little bit more with the murder, versus just meeting everybody and kind of talking about other old cold cases and random stuff. So yeah, that's kind of how I'm feeling about it now. If I had the physical book, I might switch to it, but I don't. I've only got the audio. I just wonder if that would help me with it, but we're going to keep trucking. I'm hoping it'll all just start sinking in better and it'll be all good. Hey guys, so I just realized that today I just finished the last book for this video. I didn't realize we had already made it to book number 10. Which is crazy to me. Anyways, so yeah, I finished the Thursday Murder Club, and I'm mixed feelings, I guess, about this one. I feel like I was saying in the beginning, I just really wasn't getting hooked by the story or invested, and I think it got a little better as we got going, I got to know a little bit more of the characters, and it just, I don't know, it seemed to pick up a little bit more with our murder mystery, although I think there was just a little bit too many different plot lines kind of going on. Like, there's like the main murder, but then there's also these other two side things that we think might also lead to maybe part of the main murder, but they're like separate mysteries that you're also figuring out, and then you've got a lot of different characters, and I don't know, I didn't love it as much as some of the other ones, but I don't think it was bad in any way, and I might still continue. Now that I know the characters, I might continue in this series to see what I think of the next one. I think some people like the second one a little bit more than the first one, so that could just be the case for me. So I ended up giving it 3.5 stars. So not at all like terrible. It's not going to be at the bottom of my list. I think there's a couple more probably towards the bottom, but I don't think it's going to be one of my favorites that I read. So yeah, that's kind of how that one ended up ending up. And we'll wrap everything up in just a second and kind of compare what I thought, what my final feelings are about this whole experience, what my top 10 were, like, or how I would rank these 10 books, basically, versus how Meg did. So yeah, we'll kind of, check some of that out and have some fun with it in just a moment. Okay, guys, let's wrap everything up. Oh my goodness. This was such a fun experiment. Like, I'm so excited to pick another booktuber and some kind of list they put out and read all the books, because I learned a lot from this. I learned that maybe I do like cozy mysteries. Also learned that I like Agatha Christie. I picked up Death on the Nile recently by her. I saw it on sale and I was like, well, I mean, why not? Let's read some more Agatha Christie. I learned that I'm very into this genre and I need to read more of it. Like, I have been having a blast reading this. I want to read more Ruth Ware. Like, I want to explore and just get into this so much more. I'm just beyond excited. I'm so glad I did this. It was such a fun experiment to work on reading through these and seeing what I thought of all of them and just kind of pushing myself out of my comfort zone a little bit, but like in such a great way. And it brought me a lot of joy, and it's going to bring me more joy because I'm totally going to look into so many more things now. Anyways, so I wanted to talk to you guys, that's kind of random, about my top 10 murder mysteries. So I did, while I was trying to like put together my own personal list, I kind of just started with the 10 that I read for this video. So we can kind of look at that as well. So let's just do a comparison. I'm going to put right here Meg's list of her top 10, and then we'll go ahead and run through my top 10 based on those ones, and then we'll add in and kind of reconfigure a few that I added and a few that I took out of my list after. So at number 10 for me is The Last, which we've talked about. That one just was not for me, didn't work, sorry. At number 9 is An Unwanted Guest. Again, just not my favorite. It was okay. There was nothing wrong with it. I definitely would still say, like, if you like murder mysteries with the isolation trope, I think you could definitely enjoy it. It just wasn't my favorite. At number 8, I have The Thursday Murder Club. I just finished talking to you guys about this one, so you know how I kind of feel about it. I did enjoy parts of it, but it just didn't fully like come all the way together and make me love it. Then, which, I mean, that one is a huge difference. Mine's at 8, and I know Meg, this was like her second favorite. So we're definitely pretty like far apart on that one. Then I have at number 7, Murder on the Orient Express, which I know that was one of her favorite Agatha Christie's, and that one I really enjoyed, but it definitely did not trump Roger Ackroyd. Then I have A Good Girl's Guide to Murder at number 6. I think she has this one a little bit higher, but it was overall a really fun story and something I want to read some more of, but it wasn't like as favorited as a few of these other ones. Then I have In the Market for Murder. This one, like, just makes me think I like cozy mysteries. Like, what is going on? I need to have more of this in my life. It was so adorable. I didn't really think of Agatha Christie as like a cozy mystery writer, but from what I hear, Miss Marple stories are a little bit more like that, so I'll have to try out some of those as well. Then we have Devil in the Dark Water at number 5 for me. I thought this was a really fun, kind of atmospheric. It's not as murder mystery-ish though, that's for sure. I don't know if I guess I would classify it as a murder mystery. It's just different. It is definitely different. So there's that one. What else? Then we have number 3 was Murder of Roger Ackroyd. I really enjoyed this one by Agatha Christie. I think it just, like, being the first one that I've read by her, at least since I was a kid. I don't know if I ever read any as a kid, but it just sparked something in me that said, yes, let's read some more. Number 2 was One by One. I loved this one. It was so fun. I'm trying to think of where she ranked. So she ranked this one at number 6. So she didn't quite love it as much as I did, but it makes me want to read more Ruth Ware. I thought it was so well crafted. It was so good. And then the top one for both of us was The Guest List. So we both really loved The Guest List. I definitely, as much as like we may have ranked things differently, I may not have enjoyed a couple of the things that she did. I overall think that I'm going to follow her recommendations for murder mysteries because I had such a good time with this and it was a blast. So there's that. And then I did kind of tweak mine as far as my top 10. goes for my personal murder mystery list here. So we'll run through that really quick. So for me, at number 10, I have Thursday Murder Club. Again, still really enjoyed it, but there it is. It's at the bottom. Then number 9 was Murder on the Orient Express. So some of these just kind of shifted down. Number 8, A Good Girl's Guide to Murder. So this is like 4-star territory, right? Number 7. So now we're getting into some of my 4.5 stars. In the Market for Murder, then Devil in the Dark Water. So all of those just kind of shifted down a little bit. And then I added in 2 books right here. So at number 5, I have The Maid by Nita Prose, which is a really fun kind of clue style. This maid finds someone murdered in their bed when she goes to clean their room, and then she comes under suspicion, and there's just this whole murder mystery story going on with it. Really, really fun one. I really liked the main character, the maid that I followed. She just was very unique and different, and I appreciated the storytelling. Then number 4, In My Dreams I Hold a Knife. This one's kind of an academic setting where we have these 6 friends who went to college together. One of them ended up dying, and now they're coming back for a reunion, and we're trying to figure out who killed her. And one of the friends was actually the one that got blamed for it, but did they really do it? Really enjoyed that one. And then my top 3 are still the same. So Murder of Roger Ackroyd, then One by One, and The Guest List. So that's kind of my top 10 there. So I just added in a couple. I took out a couple. There you go. It was pretty darn close though. I haven't read that many though. I realized more than that. There was only a few, I think there was like 1 or 2 more that that didn't quite make it on that list. I thought like maybe The Paris Apartment by Lucy Foley, but then I was like, that one's a little more like missing person-ish, like we don't know. And then I was like, maybe some Simone St. James, but technically those are more like missing people and other haunted stuff going on. Riley Sager, a lot of his are more thriller. Like I was trying to look for like, for sure, these are mystery based with a murder going on and an investigation as to what is happening. So that's kind of where I ended up with on that. I kind of probably could have taken out The Devil in the Dark Water. I think even Meg said she doesn't really feel like it fully fits here. And I don't know that it does, but it kind of does too. Like there's still like kind of this detective investigation going on. There's just a lot of other things going on as well that you're investigating besides just this murder at the very beginning. So, and it's a little more historical, which is kind of different. I don't do a lot of historical, but I did kind of enjoy the setting in this one. So anyways, that's where we're going to end it. I had a blast talking to you guys about all of these and reading them all, and it was so much fun. And I'm going to say that a million times because this is probably one of my favorite videos. I just had so much fun doing it. So I hope you guys had a fun time too, and you will stick around, and I will talk to you guys soon. Have a great day, week, month, year, all of the wonderful reading to you, and I will talk to you later. Bye guys.